We're here with the main quest. So this is the main topic of the week. We wanted to give you more of a discussion time episode as opposed to like the quick firing news. I want to give you a couple different formats. So this will be kind of more of a discussion. So if you want to listen to two guys talk about gaming for a while, then you're in the right place.
Specifically this week, our main quest is a two-parter.
Yes.
So, you know, the first part of the quest where you get introduced to the big bad, and then the second part of the quest. So is Star Wars the big bad, or is Nintendo the big bad?
Nintendo's the big bad.
Okay, then let's...
There's more to talk about.
Okay, then let's make Star Wars the introduction to the quest.
So Star Wars, they had Celebration this week, and just before Celebration, the trailer for Battlefront 2 leaked.
Yes.
And we basically knew about this already. We knew that
they had said that it was going to come out. They had said that there was going to be a single player thing for it, but we didn't know what that looked like.
Yeah.
And now we have a lot more details.
We have more details. We know not only more about it, but we got a little visuals, which I like. The combination, obviously with Battlefront, they're combining multiple stories, multiple eras all together. But starting this off, if you've watched the trailer, which we're showing here, it's I think it's a stormtrooper. It's a female stormtrooper. I couldn't tell if it was a TIE fighter or stormtrooper by the trailer. But
you're an Imperial soldier in the aftermath.
Yep, there she is.
Of the Return of the Jedi battle.
Yes. Sorry.
As the Empire begins its descent, and not only that, but all of this is canon.
It is canon,
and that is wonderful.
It is canon. They're working with Kathleen Kennedy and all the people to make sure everything stays in there, and whatever they call their group that keeps everything in canon. I think it's really cool that they've done this. There's a lot to play with in the 25 years in between Return of the Jedi and Force Awakens. So there's a lot to play with. I also think it's cool that she's like, all right, this is when the real battle begins. Because if you've read the books, or if you know anything about the extended stuff, or the new expanded universe, not the legacy stuff,
right?
Then like that was the initial the destroying the second Death Star spawned the real big war. Kind of like in the Clone Wars, the clones coming in at the end of the Attack of the Clones was like the start of the Clone Wars, and then later on, like we get in like on the end of the Clone Wars. So we miss out in all the movies on what the real wars are, and in this case, this is the heft of the war, which I'm excited about. And I like the campaign aspect because I want a cohesive reason as to why I'm in these places.
Exactly. And so the two things that are the most exciting to me is one, we don't know where this story is going.
Yeah.
And that's really exciting. Two, we've not been an Imperial I read a book, I think it was called Lost Stars or something.
Yep.
And it was in the Star Wars universe, it's canon. The new canon.
Yep.
And it was the story of a graduating class of Imperial officers moving forward, and like some of them start to question the Empire. They meet Thrawn, and it's
meet Thrawn and Tarkin, and it's
a really, really fantastic story. And I enjoyed that because while I know the outcome of the battle, I don't know the outcome of the battle to these people.
Yes.
And that's what makes this story interesting, because it's going to be a thing where we're moving forward in the universe, we're finding out more about what happens, and we're Imperial. And what we do, our personal story, is going to be really interesting, because the way an empire like that doesn't crumble because a stronghold got taken out. And that is really interesting to me.
Yeah. We also did get the teaser to The Last Jedi, which I won't spoil anything on here. There really weren't a lot of spoilers.
Then you would see that punch that I talked about last week.
There really weren't a lot of spoilers, in my opinion, in the teaser. I think it was a good balance of what you knew was going to be in there, with a little bit of, oh, that's interesting, which I liked that, because it wasn't like, if you did watch it, which I know you won't, but if you did, then you'd probably have the same feeling about it, where you're like, well, there may have been like one moment where you're like, I wish they hadn't shown that. But to me, it was general enough where you're like, okay, something's give you a non-spoilery version of this. A ship explodes.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's not the Millennium Falcon, so it's like, okay, who cares? Like,
Yeah.
like if the Millennium Falcon exploded, then you'd be like, what happened? And like,
Right.
let's talk about it.
And it'll be interesting because we don't. At this point, we don't know who's on the ship. We don't know what happens between who blew up the ship. All of those details, we don't know.
And it won't even matter in there because it was like a TIE fighter, I think. But like I'm just saying like something exploded.
Hey, TIE fighter pilots are people too.
They are people.
The Battlefront 2 is going to show us.
We learned about this. Well, we learned about it from Force Awakens too. Like the stormtroopers are people, and they're in these versions they're the brainwashed kids. So. Which is even more like...
Which I would love for them to rip a Stormtrooper helmet off and have it be Master Chief under there. That would be awesome.
Wait, you mean they rip a Stormtrooper helmet off and it's the Master Chief helmet underneath the Stormtrooper helmet?
Well, no, regardless of whether it's his helmet or not, like, Master Chief is also a brainwashed child soldier.
Yes,
so, you know, whatever.
Yes, but onto Nintendo, because that's really all that we can kind of talk about when it comes to Star Wars. I don't want to spoil anything, so we'll leave it at that. But Nintendo had a Nintendo Direct on Friday, and
okay, so overall impressions, it seemed like it was an expanding of plans that we already knew about. Like we got some release dates, we got a dozen new amiibos, stuff like that. I like Link.
Yep.
And they're doubling down on their these are the Link characters, and so like they have the Majora's Mask, Skyward Sword, and I don't know what the third one is, but they're having specific era Hero of Time.
That's Hero
amiibos.
Ocarina of Time, adult Link, I think.
Okay,
it looks like it, but I may be wrong.
But yeah, so what they're doing is that, and they're leaving the Animal Crossing amiibos on the shelf where they stay.
They're selling really well, though. That's the thing. The Zelda ones are selling really well because they give you in-game items, like, and some of them are unique items. Yeah. So I was actually talking to Redbeard recently because he has like every one except for one, I think. So I'm gonna go over there and just dump. Like, there's a chance to get a special item. So what you do? Well,
is that the daily thing?
Yeah.
Ugh.
So here's what you do.
But I mean that's for people who are doing.
You do it. If you don't get it, you load the game back again, and you do it again. And you don't get it, you load the game again. If it's not your amiibo,
I can't think of an in-game item that I need that badly.
The Sheikah item, Sheik costume. I want that. It doesn't take that.
So continuing with Amiibo, they've also done the last 3 of the Smash series.
Yep.
Which is Bayonetta, Cloud, and whoever that one in the middle is.
Yeah,
I don't know, but they have the last last 3. Thing. This is the end of the Smash Brothers set.
Yes.
And then I think they had some Splatoon ones.
Yep, it's got some squid.
Yeah, Splatoon ones.
Yeah, Inkling Girl, Inkling Boy, and Inkling Squid, which should just be called Inkling. That's what I would call it. That's what I would call it if I bought one. But I do find it funny that like
just write that on the bottom in Sharpie. Inkling.
Well, the amiibos, like at first I was like, okay, I don't see why like they push these so hard, but they're pushing. Like they're pushing it because it's selling so well, especially the Link ones. Any of the classic Nintendo stuff is selling really well, and Sheik, which is how you get the Sheik armor. Like, so if you want to get her on eBay, she's like $150 or $200. So, and I'm pretty sure Chris has one. If I'm not mistaken, I'm gonna have to message him later, or message me if you're listening to this, Chris. Because I think he has one, and I want that item. So, I don't normally sit there and like amiibo dump like over and over. But I do every day or so. I do take the amiibos and dump them because you get like in-game meat and herbs and stuff. So, it's stuff that helps you. In questing. It's not game breaking. Every now and then you get like a really good like bow and arrow or a good shield or a decent sword. So like I use it for that, but it's not game breaking. But I will say if you don't have a lot of time to play, if you don't have a lot of time to play and you have the Switch around you, do an amiibo dump when you're not playing, because then you
But just sit there watching Netflix and...
We'll just it takes like 3 or 4 minutes, because it's just done. I mean,
oh, okay.
You just, I mean, like, just dump one per, because then when you come back to the game, I did that because I didn't get to play for about 5 days, and I came back and I had all of my bow selections were like filled with really good bows. My shields were all upgraded because I was dumping the crap shields and grabbing the new ones. So,
So,
and I had tons
your
of meat.
Inventory has been refilled with quality items.
Yeah, quality meat. I cooked all the meat, mushrooms, healing herbs. So like it was really cool to me to be able to do that, because like I said, it only took 5 minutes. And like you said, you can be watching Netflix. The Switch is portable. Undock it, do that, and while you're watching the beginning of a show, then they're still warming up. Yeah, however you do it. But Nintendo did, they talked about the, like you said, most of it was stuff we already knew about. We already knew ARMS and Splatoon was going to be the main thing. We got a list and some release dates for Switch games, as well as what's it called? 3DS games, because 3DS they keep saying this is still a thing, this is still viable, we're still going to support you.
They spent about 10 minutes talking about 3DS and 3DS games,
and I'm going to go over them really quick, because it was like Pikmin, Ever Oasis, Monster Hunter, which is probably one of the only ones that matters here, and I was really hoping this comes to Switch. I hope it does. Yokai Watch 2, RPG Maker should be on Switch. That's really cool. What else? Kirby Clash Deluxe, Kirby's Blowout, Bye Bye Box Boy. Okay. And Miitopia. And, okay, like, I think that's cool that they're still supporting it, but so many of these games need to be on Switch.
There's like 3 or 4 Kirby games. There's a bunch of Kirby games.
It's Kirby Clash and Kirby Blowout.
On IGN, Per Schneider always says that whenever a Nintendo system dies, they send it off, like, the Kirby's carry the casket out.
Oh, that's hilarious.
And
it's
accurate.
True. It's true.
Like they just
they don't want it to die because so many people have them, and they feel like we can keep putting games out on this system, and people will keep buying them. And while that might be true, it might not be the best thing to do. I mean, seriously, you got people who now have the Nintendo Switch. They need to push that into everyone's hands. That's what they need to do. So yeah, Owen was saying he has the Smash Link, which I'm really glad that you have the Smash Link, because the Smash Link gets you Epona.
Oh.
Otherwise, you cannot get Epona in the game. You can tame a horse.
That is a $13 in-game item.
You can ride a bear.
Okay, so I'm sorry. That is a $13 in-game nostalgia piece.
Okay, it's $13 for that.
You can ride it. Okay, you can ride a bear. You can ride a giant skeleton.
You can ride a giant skeleton horse.
I like Epona.
Yeah,
but that's half. You could buy half of Ocarina of Time whenever that eventually comes out on the Switch in 2020.
Yeah. So, I will say yes, it is that, but you get the really cool amiibo. But in addition to that, it gives you Epona the first time, and then every other time after that, you get stuff. Okay. So it's to me, I did not buy my amiibos for this reason. Yeah. And now it's like, oh, cool! Like I bought them I bought them to have the toy, to have the collector.
Yeah, because I've got Mega Man and Shovel Knight.
Yeah.
I still want the Christ figure Samus.
Yes. Well, you know that Mega Man gives you stuff in Zelda too, right? Like everything gives you stuff in Zelda.
Energy pellets?
I think fire arrows.
Plasma?
I think fire arrows, if I'm not mistaken.
You run up and touch a mob goblin, and then you lose the power of speech and gain strength.
No, it's always in-game items like, I'm gonna guess it's like fire arrows or electric arrows or something like that, because that would be really cool. But yeah, all the amiibos get it. I bought mine to have the figures. Same thing with the Disney Infinity stuff.
Yeah. For me, it's just. It is a decorative toy, and I take them out of the packages and everything because it's a toy.
I do too. I don't plan on reselling them for a profit. So I took them out of the other things. Plus, I like to have them like displayed in the cabinet and everything.
They're cute.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and do the release dates real quick.
Yeah.
So we have Splatoon 2 coming out July 21st. ARMS coming out June 16th, and Mario Kart 8 coming out April 28th.
Correct.
Those three release dates were probably the biggest piece of news for me.
Yeah.
The rest of this was okay.
Minecraft comes out May 11th. Ultra Street Fighter 2
with the
Mario
Super
packs.
Mario stuff included.
Very happy about that, and that's how it should be. Ultra Street Fighter 2 comes out May 26th for $40.
And it's $40.
Okay, I'm gonna be real with you. I'm gonna buy it.
Oh,
I'm gonna buy it.
Patrick, you're encouraging. You're reinforcing this behavior.
But it's Street Fighter, and it's the best version of Street Fighter ever. And I will fight you in Street Fighter to prove a point on that. Street Fighter 2 is the best version. I don't like 3 and 4 as much.
Who's your character then?
I've got a couple. But so Ryu used to be my thing.
Okay.
Right. But later on, it became Vega.
Okay.
And Chun-Li. Chun-Li because she's really quick. Yeah, the kicks are really cool, but her dodge, like she's really quick on that. But when I was younger, when I played, like I specifically played every single one of them because I thought they were, Dhalsim was probably the one that Dhalsim and Zangief were probably the ones that I liked the least.
Yeah, I don't like Dhalsim because if you miss, your limb is vulnerable, and I have issues with that.
And Zangief, you have to get really close to do the pile drivers and everything, which is really cool when you're like hanging out with a friend and you're like, hold on, don't do anything, let me do this. Because we all did that.
Yeah.
But like, it's really cool.
That's part of the game, but it's very difficult to get in that close, and unless you're in that close, like the only way that I was consistently able to use Zangief was a 2-move combo that I would just keep spamming.
Stun.
You spin to get close, and then you pile drive.
That works. I was gonna say,
and that was all I could ever do.
And
with
if you can stun them, which I never could stun consistently.
Yeah.
Because it's not extremely consistent thing.
Well, his low kick also has like a little bit more range than almost anybody else. But anyway, so Street Fighter 2, the thing that I did think was weird and fun was the thing where you could play against the computer, where you and I could beat up on the computer together.
They have I don't know how that's gonna work. So the computer has a shared health bar, or we have a shared health bar. Sorry.
Okay.
So you and I would have a shared health bar. If one of us gets hurt, both of us, it knocks down.
Okay. But here's my question: if we get on each side of this guy and just quick punch, quick kick,
I would think that would lock him out. So we both. I pick Chun-Li, you pick E Honda.
Yeah.
And then we just. Or Blanca.
I want a gif of that.
All right. So when I get it, we're gonna do that.
Okay. All right.
We did get Sonic Forces. It's coming out in the holidays. Sonic Mania coming out in summer. I'm getting both of these. I love Sonic, and I'm hopeful. Because Sonic Mania is the 2D.
Okay, so Sonic Mania is appealing to me.
Sonic Mania to me, as a '90s kid, this is an instant buy.
Okay.
Because the Sega Genesis was my first system that was mine. So then the NES was my brother's, or the family's. I can't remember exactly. If it was mine, I don't remember because whatever. Sega.
The advantages of being first kid.
So the Genesis
all the systems were mine.
Yeah. So Genesis was my third grade birthday party. Okay. And third grade birthday party, and I invited all the kids from school, and one kid showed up because that's consistently how my birthday parties used to be. They aren't that way anymore. But
happy birthday, by the way. Only one person showed up again.
See, only one person shows up. No, we're gonna do birthday later. You're gonna be able to make that, right?
I don't know. Courtney tells me when I can make things.
Karaoke. We're gonna do birthday karaoke. It's really just an excuse for me to have karaoke. I don't really care about the birthday party.
Yeah.
But one kid showed up for my birthday party, which was my best friend Hector, and he was at my I was at my house, or I was at his house. But my dad gave me all the presents and stuff, and the present that I opened was a game tray. right? So back in the day when you had like systems to keep your games, right?
Oh,
so this was
okay,
a plastic
yeah.
tray that had a slot for the Genesis, and it had slots for all your games on the side.
Yeah, and little section for where you put the controllers.
And I legitimately thought that my dad was mistaken and didn't realize that I didn't have a Genesis because I had an NES, and I was like, awesome. And I looked at my dad. I'm like, I don't have a Genesis though. And then he pulled out the Genesis, and it was like a 1-2 punch.
Awesome.
Because I legitimately thought that he like didn't know, because because some parents don't know. Like he kept up for the most part.
I feel like that this is something that this generation probably doesn't have to deal with nearly as much. But I mean, I'm sure it's still a thing for some people. Yeah. But I mean, my parents still call any gaming system a Nintendo. Are you playing Nintendo? Well, I mean, I'm playing Neo on the PS4, kind of, not really.
Thanks, Jake. Thanks, Jake, for the birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so. Owen had the same thing. He got an NES. That's
N64 tray.
That's how he found out about his N64. So your parents did the same thing that I did, that my parents did. But I think you're right. This generation, we're not going to have as much of that gap, because when I got my Nintendo Switch, I was in line because I did it. I reserved it, but I didn't care. I wanted it immediately.
Yeah.
So, but reserving it, I had to be in line for that. So I was in line for like an hour and a half to get a reserve.
Yeah.
And
those are my favorite lines.
It was fun, and there were people. It was about a third of the people were parents that did not actively play games. But when you mentioned, hey, there's a Zelda game on that, and you see the reactions like, they're still making Zelda games? Yeah, and there's a Mario one. What? And I'd pull out the trailer and show them on my phone.
And then they're like, oh, is there a new Metroid? And you go, no.
That's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened. He's like, what about Metroid? And I'm like, no. Because he started naming stuff, and I'm like, yeah. And after Metroid, he mentioned Kid Icarus. And I'm like, okay, come on. At this point, you're scraping. I'm sorry for Kid Icarus fans out there, but that's like saying, like, is there new Ice Climbers? Really?
Well, see, I have childhood trauma around Kid Icarus.
Yeah.
I wanted that game so bad.
Yeah.
And borrowed it from a friend at church. Mm-hmm. Or actually, my friend's older brother.
Yeah.
Went to take it back. It got stolen while I was at church, you heathen. And then the dude told me he didn't even want it back. And I didn't even have to bring it.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
But Jake says that in the movie The Blind Side, the mom called the kid's gaming system a playbox, which is What was it? The Nintendo, the Game Sphere.
Oh, that
they got in the Tally episode.
Yeah. The Nintendo
Game Sphere 2000.
Game Sphere 2000. Yeah. Which I think that. Perpetually an eggplant. It says you're perpetually an eggplant. I don't know what that means. I guess you're...
It's an Icarus.
Oh. I was thinking the emoji, which means something else.
Yeah. But yeah, like Kid Icarus, Kid Icarus was legitimately a good game. But yeah, all of that nostalgia coming forward. What are we even talking about?
We're talking about
the Direct.
Which that
was where we started. Okay, so part of the reason that this has gone off into crazy things, and also they said that they're introducing Violent Ken as a character for Ultra Street Fighter 2
and Shadow Ryu.
Okay, I'm sorry. Ken was always violent. He's American as hell, and the thing he does is beat people up. That's violent.
Well, I'm thinking like he's now going from like the bad kid in Street Fighter in Karate Kid.
Okay.
And now it's like, okay, now he's gonna sweep
now he's
the leg.
A Cobra.
Now he's a Cobra. He's going full Cobra Kai now. Like that's how I feel about it. Like, but yeah, I agree. Like the violent. I mean, I don't know if like that was just
like I get
the whole game is violent.
I get Angry Ryu, but Violent Ken just seems
Shadow Ryu.
Okay,
So like, see, like that's cool because it's like, oh, it's a shadow version of Ryu, like.
But I mean, that's kind of what Akuma was, though.
Yeah, but Akuma's not in this game.
Anyway,
right?
So he's in Tekken, but not Street Fighter. Well, you're right. He's not a Street Fighter. I thought. Sorry, I was like,
no, he's not. Street
But Akuma is wonderful.
He's not.
Anyway,
Street
okay,
Fighter.
so what else? What else do we have?
That's about it.
We have a bunch of retro stuff that was like the Namco Museum, Samurai Showdown,
and Payday 2. Who expected that?
Nobody. Who wants it? Presumably somebody.
People still play it. So
yeah. So like I do like the Namco Museum, but
yeah.
On PS2, if you buy Namco Museum, you get like 30 games.
Yeah.
This one they're giving us like 6, and 3 of them are like you get Dig Dug, Galaga, and Pac-Man, and then a bunch of other and Splatterhouse. Splatterhouse. Okay. So four games, some other stuff.
Yeah.
And like the collections used to be better because they didn't realize how well they could drip feed.
Did we get the price on that
for Namco Museum?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't think we did.
Yeah, Namco Museum.
Well, that was the copy and paste error.
Okay, so yeah,
$30.
That is
$30. 6 games, $5 a pop.
Yeah, so release some digital, and I'll pay $5 a pop.
Because then I'll pick exactly what I want.
Yeah, because
I'll pick Splatterhouse,
Pac-Man, Galaga, Dig Dug.
I'll pick Pac-Man. Yeah, why not?
Also, they have 2 versions of Galaga. They have Galaga 98, or 88, not 98.
I thought this says, was it Tank Force?
Tank Force, yeah.
I thought it said Twink Force. It's a different game.
That is a completely different game, and that is not coming to Nintendo platforms.
Aww. Well, let us know what you thought about the Nintendo Direct, and if you thought that it was a dull, like, letdown.
Yeah,
I thought it was just mediocre.
It was all right, but I was hoping for a surprise. They usually give us like a big surprise and reveal.
One more thing, and then they show something, and you're like, one more thing, new Metroid. One more thing,
new
Donkey
2D
Kong Country.
Metroid. We just want it.
Like there's so many different things they could, like Donkey Kong Country. One more thing, Donkey Kong Country. You take a tropical, like basically expand on how Tropical Breeze worked for Wii. And people will be like,
the DKC returns are fun, and I hope that they keep going. But that studio's busy right now, so I don't know if we're going to be getting that anytime soon.
I want
go ahead and check the chat before we head out.
I'll check the chat.
Because we have chatters.
Yep.
Yeah, the Payday 2 was the one, for those of you who may have forgotten, was the DLC.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty bad for a while. So
yeah,
we'll see how that rolls out. That's mostly what I remember about Payday 2.
Yeah.
I checked it out, wasn't for me, but that's what most people think of when it comes to Payday.
Yeah. I'll check it out. I've watched people play it. It looked fun, but I didn't play it. So I'll check. I may check it out on Nintendo Switch, depending on how much it is and everything.
So that was the main quest for our new format of the TWIOCH show.
Yeah.
So let us know what you think about this. We zoom in on particular topics and kind of get past other topics. Yeah. Let us know if you prefer that. And if you want to have an extra hour after that of us just talking, because I'm pretty sure we could freestyle for an hour without any problem whatsoever.
Yeah, we probably could.
Every week.
We probably could.
Let us know what you think, and let us know if we missed anything, or what your thoughts were on both the Nintendo stuff and the Star Wars stuff.
Yeah.
So, we'll see you next week.
See you later.
He's talking about 3D Metroid.
Yeah.
Samus doesn't speak. She speaks with her actions.
Yes, she does.
'Cause she's a band.
Love
Samus.
Yeah.